welcome to my man cave. It's been a week since we moved home, and this particular room is now taking shape very nicely indeed, as is the rest of the house really, because we've sorted through a lot of things. Still got some way to go. As you know, when you move home, there's a lot of boxes and things that have to be unpacked and sorted and put in new places and all that sort of stuff. We've got a garage that's got a lot of bags in there ready to take to the charity shop when the England-wide lockdown ends this week, as well as stuff to take to the tip as well. However, we're on track, but I did realise that I haven't done a video for about a week, and that's not been intentional. I've just been busy. However, I've still been blogging, and so if you want to know how I've been getting on, especially with the fishing, because I have been every day, then you can take a look at my website. What I'm doing at the moment, and also today, is a short session right at the start of the day, just 1 hour, so I can get that in, as it were, and then continue with the rest of the day, because not only are we working on the house still and getting things there, but also I do have a full-time job, and when I do travel in, that involves quite some distance as well. So lots of things going on. The pot of my life is bubbling nicely at the moment. Not that I'm complaining though, because as I often say, angling is a litmus test of where I'm at. So if I can go, even if it's just for an hour in the morning, like I'm doing at the moment, then that's great as far as I'm concerned. Let's start the day, shall we? How we intend to carry on with a cup of tea. I don't know about you, are you a coffee drinker? Or like me, do you like a good old-fashioned cup of tea? It's my fly fishing cup. I've had that years. I can't even remember who bought me that now. It's probably my wife. She saw that and thought of me, and that's what I often drink my tea out of in the morning. The car's ready. It's loaded. Not that there's much gear. That's why I'm doing the sort of angling that I am at the moment. But the car's ready. It's on the drive. And I'll see you at the water's edge in due course. I've now cast out, or should I say, if I want to be accurate, I've dropped the bait into the canal. As you'll see in a moment, I'm fishing right on the edge. I've got brickwork that goes down straight into the water itself, so it's quite deep there, relatively speaking, of course. I've got 6 feet of water in front of me. I put some brown crumb maggots out just as an initial test to see what's happening out there this morning. Put the bait over it, and as they say, the waiting game begins. I've been here about half an hour, which means I'm halfway through the session. Nothing for the first 30 minutes. I've just started to get some roach taps. I'm hoping to connect with one of these, of course. Perch is my target for today, and I'm set up to go for that particular species. But when the going is tough, I tell you what, you'll settle for anything on the bank, won't you? I don't know if you're like me, but I always tend to set my stall out for a particular fish. However, in my book, there's no such thing as a nuisance fish either. And at this moment in time, very slow, I tell you what, I'll be happy with anything on the bank. And I get another tap, and I've missed that one. Definitely roach. I'm getting sucked maggots. And I will hopefully get one of them at least to avoid a blank on the last day of November 2020. I finally caught one. Let me hold this carefully because it's quite lively. Not big, but when it's your first one especially, it certainly counts because you're off the mark. This is my setup. It's a small Shimano 2500 reel, and I've got a 6-foot rod. It's actually a Gray's G-Lite spinning rod, but it's been very useful recently, especially with these tight spots that I'm in on the canal, so I can get back just slightly and hang the end of the rod over, as opposed to more difficult if you're fishing with a 12-foot rod. The line goes straight through. It is 4 pound. I could scale down if I was going for the roach in particular, but if I hook a big perch, I don't want to lose it, or a big chub indeed. It's a 1/4 of an ounce lead, small bead, small shot, then that goes straight through to a size 16 Drennan super specialist hook with 2 red maggots on. And again, I could go for a smaller hook with a single maggot perhaps, but I've set my stall out, as I said earlier, for perch. That's what I'm going for. Just roach so far though, no perch showing. However, I've got another 10 minutes or so. Who knows? All it takes is a split second for a perch to come, pick up the bait, and I'm connected with a 2 pound fish. And I say 2 pound fish because you have to be realistic, don't you, where you fish. Some places will produce 4s or even better than that. However, the section that I'm on now, 1 pound is a good fish, 2 pound is a specimen perch, but I have caught bigger ones as well, and that's always the target, if you like, that's at the back of your mind, isn't it? Hence, I would sooner go for 4 pound line, size 16 hook, as opposed to 2 pound and an 18 or a 20. That's it from me. I'll be lifting the bait out of the water in a moment or two. It was quiet to start with. I had a flurry of activity, and it's quiet to end the session. However, just as I said those words, I had a little tap on the rod there, so who knows? I haven't caught any perch. However, small roach, avoided a blank, and it doesn't matter whatever you get on the bank, even if you don't catch anything. No angling session is wasted. You're out there in the great outdoors. I saw a kingfisher earlier. I heard it first. They're very distinctive. I could hear it coming down the canal, and it landed in a branch overhanging the water on the far bank, just a few yards down. I watched it for a while. It didn't go after anything, nothing there, and then it moved on further along the waterway. It's not just about catching fish, is it? Of course, that's why we go angling, because we love our fishing, but there's also a package out there as well that we can enjoy, the wonderful world of nature. And I certainly do get a lot from being out in the great outdoors and enjoying the natural world around us. Anyway, if you are fishing yourself, tight lines. I hope you catch something bigger than I've landed today, but above all, enjoy, and I'll see you soon.